again, starts with a drum part. Are we familiar with I Will Not Bow, Dear Agony record? Cool. All right, so I Will Not Bow starts with a drum-ish thing. And then we're in the groove. So when I laid down the drums, I did play that, but then it sounded better as a drum programmed thing. But I still like to play it live. And we'll start it from the top. Okay, so real slow, it's and that was like the kind of the drum program that we kind of had. And then when it kicks in, again, it's kind of derived from like a Seven Dust kind of funky feel, where it's like. And you can actually sing to that drum beat. It's not taken away from it, but it moves and then it comes down. Now the verse is very Police Stuart Copeland. I wanted this to have a lot of space, kind of linear, but really open up. All right. So
Verse?
yeah, verse.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. So the verse kind of has now this like really cool Stuart Copeland hi-hat breathing a little bit, not actual keeping time per se, but more broken time. And that's what I was feeling for the verse. Then the chorus, or slash pre-chorus, kind of goes to a bell. And now I'm thinking melodically and dynamically. Okay? Take it from the verse again.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So you can kind of see, gets like this, comes like this, comes like this. It's taken you for like a journey of dynamics. Rock drummers, they shown me like, you don't do that in rock, you don't play those hi-hat tech. Why can't I? Everything I've learned in bebop, funk, why can't I approach that to rock? It's what Stewart did. It's what Calhoun did, right? From Living Color. So all those kind of cool ideas brought me to where I could write my own parts. Again, being influenced from other drummers, other bands, and stuff like that helped me to really play with some cool bell work. You know, sitting here going, that really has to stand out. That can't be sloppy. He's not playing sloppy. I can't play sloppy. So I would sit there and just go. And really practice. And what taught me a really good technique, if you really want to learn how to play bebop and make that ride cymbal define and really stand out, take a towel and put it on your ride cymbal and sit there for hours. My ride is really low so you can see me today, but I usually play it up here, and people call it the DirecTV ride. And they literally wrote DirecTV logo on my cymbal when I'm playing the shows.
Didn't JD from Black Label do that?
Yeah, Kevin from Candier, my drum tech, wrote it. I'm like, that's clever. So, the thing I really loved about bebop that helped me was being really defined on a ride. This cymbal and these cymbals are a big part of our drumming, depending on the culture of what music style we play. If it's bebop, it's all derived from a ride cymbal, right? Chicks, the snares just accompanying the chords on the piano, or kick drum is feathered, very lightly, but still present, enough bottom. So, the thing that taught me with bebop, with the ride, was to really be accurate in the definition of the tip, and not playing it here. Now, I see a lot of bebop people go, like whiplash. That's not clean at all. So when I watched Tony, he would be up there. And he was really clean and precise at all his hits. He could drive a train just through, or drive a Mack truck through a wall, because it was so precise and heavy, but still dynamic. So when he did that, I just practiced on a towel over and over. So when I started doing bell work, it wasn't like, oh God, please bounce. It's not clean. So sit there and practice it slow. I always use the mentality of, you can't walk, you've got to crawl first. So crawl, learn that, then walk. Get on training wheels, then ride a bike. Never ride a bike before, and Dad just goes, go! See how far you go. You're bleeding and stuff, and you just go back to training wheels. Go back to your training wheels. Sit there and practice it slow. Love it slow. Speed will come, okay? So just go. That's what's going to make you stand out when you're playing in front of 20,000 people. You can fake it a little bit, but make sure everything is accurate, in time, and clean. All right, so that's what I like to do, is I try to make everything cut. And with that bebop under my belt, it helped me to play a lot of different ways on the ride cymbal and play dotted more. So we'll take it from the bridge.
Oh, okay.
And the bridge has a little bit of double bass. And who's a double bass player here? Okay. Shame on you. No, I'm just joking. I grew up on like the John Bottom 1 foot. And you see a lot of gospel guys playing so many notes with just 1 foot. I look at the double pedal. I was never into double bass playing until I got into like a little bit of Breaking Benjamin-ish. There was not much double bass that I put in, just tasty things. Jeremy Hummel, the first drummer, great drummer, he put more double bass. He played it really clever in different songs, which was more straight 16ths. And it's, believe it or not, playing faster is a lot easier than playing slow. Do we agree? There's more room for error when you play stuff slow. But when you play stuff slow, you can catch your mistakes. When you're playing fast, you're like, I got it. Then you're listening back, you're like, what am I playing? It sounds terrible. It's one of those things where just enjoy it slow. So when I had to play like Firefly or Water, I could do it all with one foot, where they would have to go. I would go. Because I grew up on the John Bonham stuff. Then I got into chambers, and I would always see this. Now, I don't know if all you guys know this little special trick, but it can really confuse an audience, because I saw the chambers do this at a clinic, and the guy with his glasses goes, "Excuse me, Dennis." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "You're playing double bass, but that's impossible because your hi-hats are going." And you're like, "Oh gosh, just shut up. Just shut up. Don't be that guy, you know?" And Dennis is like, "No, it's double bass, but no, Dennis, I'm telling you, I watched your foot, and I'm telling you that hi-hat was going." He's like, "Listen, I'm telling you, I am playing double bass. I'm not proud of it, but I'm doing it." So he puts his foot on the pedal of the hi-hat and the pedal of the double bass slave, but puts it in the middle. And gets that. Now we all know what a triplet is, correct? Yep? Okay. So double the single on the kick drum, single the left pedal, but keep your right on the, the left on the center of the pedal, and you get a cool triplet. So you're doing doubles on the right, singles on the left, like this. You ever see chambers do that, like? And then put this. Drinking water, wiping himself on a towel, and it's a cool lick where you can go. And it automatically makes you play a triplet automatically instead of going. So it kind of like, that's the way I look at your foot. If you can do all that with one foot, just let the left foot kind of pick up the slack on things that your right foot can't do at that time. So when I was into John Bonham, Dennis Chambers, and all these cats, you know, I like their right foot. And there's a technique. I don't know if you've ever done it. Buddy Rich did it. You take the spring off the pedal. Anyone ever do this before? It's a great technique. But I would up the ante. And I would literally take a pillow and put it on the battered head and no chain. So there was no bounce. And try to go as soft as I possibly could to as loud as I could. Take the pillow away, you're like, boom! You're like, it's so much more precise because you're used to all that, you know, no bounce.